What's up, YouTube? This is Derek Shepard, aka the founder and CEO of the Brotherhood of Duelists, and this is my debt profile. This is my Cyberse debt profile for post banlist 2018. So let's get to it right here, right now. To start off the debt profile, I use which aren't really within our resources, but we are the initial responding agency. We do have to get people into a better position than they were than when they called us. Okay, this green Ford Explorer just pulled in, got swarmed by drug dealers. Free rigid kids. Why I use free rigid kids? Because one, they're easy to get out you can get out any Cyberse monster in defense position, and none of their effects get negated at all. So that's a good thing for Cyberse players. I wish I had a debug in my deck, but I don't have any. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to buy the power code structure link so I can get free ladybugs as well, so I can run into my deck. So but for now I have to use the rigid kid for my deck so far. Please forgive me for that. It is two clock ribbon, because you're gonna need them to go into Cyberse Clock Dragon, and it also goes into your other plays, like if you want to do a OTK and stuff like that. So yes, Clock Ribbon is the best card you want to go into for OTKs and everything like that, and everything like that. So, and it works well with this card here. It works well with Cynet Fusion. So if you want to be honest, you can set up your power plays, your Clock Dragon OTK play, or even if you want to, you can even go into, if you really want to, you can go into any of your Cyberse stuff. So everything like that, it is actually cool. After that, two Digitrons. Why? Because you can go to links easily. You can go to any link minus link Karibo and everything like that. They play good, they do good, and you can do damage to anyone. And on top of that, it has a good 2,000 defense wall and everything like that. And yeah, at the same time, you can also set up your play. You can set up any Cyberse play, like Rich, Frame Administrator, everything like that. That's the only use I have for a Bitron. I don't really go into them much unless I really need them. After that, go to one Protron. Why? He's going to be your level 1 monster. He's going to be one of your level 1 monsters, especially if you want to go into Link Karibo. Most likely. I mean, yeah, I only use him like once. Why? Because even if Link Karibo's in the graveyard, I can send him out, tribute him, get Link Karibo back on the field and everything like that. But you can do everything else. You can do everything else and stuff with him, and you don't really need him at all. You don't really need him unless you are going to Link Karibo or the tribute for Link Karibo. After that, you go to not one, not two, but three Poltrons. Why you going to three Poltrons? Because one, you contribute one level 4 monster, and you can special summon any. You contribute one level 4 monster, any level 4 or lower, including himself, and you can get out any Cyberse monster you need from your deck or graveyard. And believe it or not, you can just you can get out you can easily go into like cards like any normal Cyberse monsters. Like for instance, you can go to Bitron or Poltron. That's the only use I have for Bitron. Pretty much. Immediately after that, you could go into. Yeah, you go into your backup secretaries, which you need her actually. You could just go ahead and use any Cyberse monster you want to. Like if you control a Cyberse monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And believe it or not, you can set this up with Rigid Kid. Like you can set this up with Rigid Kid, Rigid Kid, Poltron, then special summon backup. And you only can do this once per turn this way, so that's cool with me. And plus, they also get you into your Link 3. You can go into your Link 2 or Link 3s easily like that. I know my phone's all over the place because I'm doing this, holding my phone and doing all this. Go into 2 gadgets. And why do you need 2 gadgets for? Simple. If it's normal summon, you can target one level 2 or lower in your graveyard. So I summon it in defense position, but it's offensive to get it. And even if it's sent to the graveyard, even if it's by battle or not, you get battle or stuff, you can get a gadget token. And it's actually cool because one, you can use the tokens to get out a level 1, get out some link monsters too, as well too. So that's the only reason. I mean, other than that, you can actually easily go into like Link 3s with Link 3 play with Cyberse and everything like that. Now you can go into I had a third Wyvern in here. I didn't put it in there by accident. And I had another Bitron in there by accident, so I'm not going to redo the whole thing again. Now you can also get in Dartscaper. Why? Dartscaper, instantly he can special summon this card if it's sent to the graveyard, and if it's get banished, you can special summon it. So either way, you can use one of these effects and only once that turn, and you only use one of each effect per duel, which is cool. I'm actually okay with it. And it has a wall. That's why you use it for. But some monsters to try to beat over. Some monsters can beat over it. Some of them can't. So I'm sorry I have it that close. And it's a cool card. And the engine I won. The engine I won is not the fusion slash ritual slash link one run of the Cyberse deck for now. 2D grade busters. And why? You can banish 2 Cyberse monsters, get him to the field. You can banish big boy, the big monsters that are a threat to you. At least for that turn, you can just, and if he has no other monsters, you can just instantly hit him with 2-5. Hit him with a 25, and he's actually accessible with another card. He's easily accessible with Rigid Kid. All you gotta do if you have him and Rigid Kid have D-grade buzzer or Rigid Kid on the field, bam, you're straight. you're straight instantly. Now then. Now then. Now you can get out your other boss monster, Cyberse White Hat. All you got to have is two or more monsters with the same type, which is ironically, you're playing only Cyberse. You can special summon this card from your hand. And you only can special summon it once. You can special summon it once per turn like that. And with a bonus, you contribute. You can if it's sent to the grave as link material, all your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 until the end of their turn, which is actually cool with me. Another one of your boss monsters, Salvage Driver. And he can be special summoned if a link monster is destroyed. And he's also accessible by Rigid Kid, also. And you can special summon one Cyberse monster in your graveyard. It's just that it can't attack directly that turn, but it can attack other monsters, and you only can use it once per turn, which is cool. Which is also cool and broken as hell. Excuse my language. And then we could do this. We have one Frame Buffalo and one Sea Archiver. That's all you gotta do. You only play one of each with these two. Sea Archiver, if it's special, if it's normal special summon. If a monster is normal special summon to a zone a link monster points to during the damage step, except during the damage step, you can special summon him from your graveyard. And if the special summoning card, if it was there when it was resolving stuff, it can be banished when he leaves the field, and you only can use his effect once per turn. Now, Frame Buffalo, if this card leaves the field, you can discard a Cyberse monster if you do draw 2 cards. Bam. And he also runs well in freaking Salmon Great decks too, which we're already going to be looking at next month for Salmon Great, and I might do a deck profile for that. But in the meanwhile, Frame Buffalo is broken for Cyberse. Now, we're about to get into the ritual monsters. Yeah. And that's all I play is 3 Cyberse Magicians. Why? Because he's easy to go into. All you gotta do is get level 7 or 8, level 7 or higher. Bam. And you only can ritual summon this card with Silent Ritual. Hell, you can use Advanced Ritual Art to get it out too. Or Preparation of Rites. And which I want, that's gonna be my next move. I might be substituting some cards for Preparation or Pre-Prep. Or Pre-Prep means Pre-Preparation of Rites. But when while you control a link monster, they can't attack any other monsters except for him, and they can't target them with card effects either, except for this card too. And if it battles a link monster, it gains 1,000 attack during that damage calculation or damage calculation only. And if this card gets destroyed by a card effect, you can add one silent monster from your deck to your hand. I'm sorry that I'm stuttering because I'm not. This is my first time doing a deck profile. So, with all the monsters done, we're gonna go into the spells. You'll be needing this. 3 Sunnet Fusions. Why do you need Sunnet Fusions? Why? Because you're gonna be playing Cyberse Cart Dragon. That's the card you only need in Cyberse right now. And it also has a second effect too. That if you have no monsters in extra, if you have no monsters in extra monster zone, you can banish up to one Cyberse Link monster as fusion material, and it actually works. You have to banish it from the graveyard, that is. And you can use Hand or Field as precision monsters too for Cyberse fusion monster. But there's only 2 Cyberse fusions, and one's not good and one is very good. And I'll get to the one that's very good in a minute. The next one you need, and believe it or not, you will need this card a lot more than what you think. Two Sunnet Rituals. And why do you need Sunnet Rituals? Why do you need Sunnet Ritual? I'm sorry, I was looking for a third one, but I didn't have a third one in there. This can ritual summon any Cyberse ritual monster. Most likely, you're going to be using Magician a lot more than the Paladin of Storm Dragon. I would prefer that. And you can do this. If you control no monster, you can banish this card and one ritual monster from the graveyard, especially summon 2 Sunnet tokens. Which you can use, which counts as a level 4. It has no attack and defense. And you can activate this card the effect this turn. This card is set to the graveyard. Pretty much. Now the next one you need is these ones. These are gonna be your tokens. I prefer these are gonna be your token getters. Scapegoat. And why you need Scapegoat that bad? Why you need Scapegoat? Because one, you can actually do this. You can use some I would say I would play this at the end of your opponent's turn, where you can ignore the last effect for tributes, but you can easily get them out. You can instantly get them out. You can instantly get out monsters for links and stuff. You can link with them on that turn, on your turn, that is. And it makes a lot, and you can make Link Karibo all the way up to probably Topological Bomber or Gunner, which I don't have, and I'm looking to get at least one of those two, or probably both when I get a chance. But Scapegoat is a must need in your Cyberse deck. It's a staple, must need staple. Next one you need. To get more tokens, one-time passcode. Why do you need one-time passcode? You actually get one security token. It's a level 4, and you can use it. It gets 2,000 both attack and defense position. Hell, you can flip it to attack and use it as an attacking monster, but most likely you're gonna use it only as a material for links and stuff. Next one you need. Future Tristus. Why? Yeah, you can you're discarding the card, which most people think is a minus, but instead you can actually destroy 2 spells or traps. And most likely it's easy to use them because one, you can instantly take out threats like for instance, you can take out DNA surgery, you can take out any monster that could be, any card that could be problematic to you. And all that stuff. It's very useful, and most people will use this over MST. Now another one you need to use, and this is actually this is one of those crazy cards you need. That's Herald of the Abyss, actually. I would say I would use these for Thunder Dragons. Even if you're paying 1,500 life points, you can use this easily against Thunder Dragons and all that stuff. Especially their boss monster, which is Colossus. You can easily take out monsters with Colossus and stuff. And no one can do shit. No one can do nothing about it. It's very good. And they have to send one face-up monster with the shared type for the field, if possible. And they can't activate the effective monsters with that set monster's name. And you can only activate one Herald of the Abyss per turn, which is actually good. And they have to send it from the field to the graveyard. They can't do nothing about it. Now, what else you need is Signet backdoor. You only need two of them. You can target one Cyberse monster you control, banish it. If you do, add a Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand, whose attack is lower than their monster's original attack. Which easily like this, like you can have you can have one of the boss monsters out, banish it, so you won't have to worry about getting attacked and all this stuff, and that's cool. But you can also get out like you can get up to set up like a rigid kit or anything like that, which is also good too. That's what I mostly use my backdoor for, just to get out rigid kit and everything like that. And last but not least of the spells, the one staple card, Monster Reborn. Why? This is gonna be the card that you can use this for. You can even use this on your opponent so you can go for easy links and everything like that, or you can get their monster and just go into damage and everything like that. That's all you need to worry about. Now, time for traps. For the traps, you only need these three. Banlist trap hole. Why you need them? Because because like you can take out threats bigger than 1500, and not only it says destroy, but you can banish it too. So, I mean, these days banishing anyone can get monsters back, but it's a staple in Cyberse in this deck, my build that is. Next one, called the Haunted. So you can get back your boss monster. You can make it float. You can do all that stuff. Most of the time, that's what you're gonna be doing anyways, making this monster float and stuff. That's the only use for Call the Haunted. And the last one, Solemn Warning. I would prefer Judgment, but I would prefer Warning because when you're gonna be needed to take out anything with spell trap cards or monster effects that allow summoning. All you're doing is paying 1,500 life, paying 2,000. All you're doing is paying 2,000 life points anyways, and you can negate that summon and destroy it. Now that's enough for the monster for the main deck. Time to go into the extra deck. And what you need in the extra deck is simple. One link Karibo. Because all you gotta do, you can just decrypt if any monster decrypt an attack, you can take all their monsters to 0 to the end of that turn. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can tribute one level 1 monster, which any of your cards in the deck can use to get him out. That's all you need. Now, the next one you need is the other card that you need to get out, Clock Dragon and Silent Fusion. Clock Sport Toy. Why? If it's linked to something, you can add Silent Fusion from your hand deck to your hand. And if it's special summon to a zone that this card points to, you can target one level 4 Cyberse in your graveyard, special summon it, but negate the effects. Also, you cannot special summon monsters when they enter deck, except for the rest of that turn, except for fusion monsters. You only can use each effect of Sport Toy per turn. So in other words, if you use this, you must have to go into Clock Dragon. Now for the ritual part of things, Cyberse Witch. And yes, she requires 2 Cyberse monsters. All you gotta do if this card's out and the monster is special into a zone that it's pointing to, you can banish one spell from your graveyard and add one Cyberse Ritual and one Silent Ritual from your deck to your hand. During your main phase, if this effect was activated this turn, you can target one level 4 lower Cyberse monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and you can only use each effect once per turn. Yeah, it's very useful if you want to get out Ritual and everything like that. One Underclock Taker. Why one Underclock Taker? Because one, you can target one face-up monster this card points to, and one face-up monster your opponent controls. The opponent's monster can lose its attack equal to the attack of the target monster this monster points to till the end of this turn. So that means, say if you have Clock Dragon out and Underclock Taker is on the field, and you have a big boss monster like like freaking like Cyber Dragon Colossus and stuff. Yeah, you can make Colossus a little baby right now, and then you can easily take him out. That's actually very good for that's the only use I use Underclock Taker for. Next monster out is this card here, Frame Administrator. Why use Frame Administrator? Because the boost. All link monsters you control gain 800 attack. And you only can control one Frame Administrator, so all you need is one. And I do have one in my Salman Great deck that I'm building, so this is actually very good. It's very good for link monsters, and it's very cool. And at the same time, I know I'm using the word cool a lot, but I really like this card. This actually saved my ass many times during battles. My next card, Binary Sorceress. Because it has two, it's broken. And all you have to do is use two monsters except for tokens. And both of its effects are focus. Damn it, focus. These cards gain the effect of based on the number of monsters coding to this card. When a monster is coding to this card battles the opponent monsters, and if it battle damage to it, you can gain that much life points. And the other one is, you can have to attack a one monster, and if you do, add that attack to the other monster. In other words, it's a healer and it's a gainer for other monsters. And it's very cool. I mean, you can use this with Honeybot. You got a combo right there that can stop anyone from attacking. Next card here, Vector Scare Archbeam. If this is one of my other. You only need 2+ Cyberse monsters. If this card destroys a battle by battle, sends it to the graveyard, you can tribute one monster this card points to. Special summon that destroying monster to any zone this card points to. You special summon to your opponent's field by this effect. This card can make a second attack during the battle phase, although your opponent gains the control of that special summon monster. So in other words, it's cool. You can just attack. You can attack twice as long as you tribute a monster to special summon it back to your opponent's side of the field. And it's a link free, so it's a big body. It's a big body. I wish I could use Firewall Dragon, but it's banned, and it's very sad. That's one Transcode Talker, and this is my ace monster. This is one of my ace monsters. When it's co-linked, you can gain 500, and also your opponent can't target any of them with card effects. You can target one level 3 or lower Cyberse monster, except for Transcode, and special summon to your zone this card points to. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect, except Cyberse monsters. You can activate the effects of Transcode Talker once per turn. Yep. Bonus. Stamp of approval. Bonus! Now you can, Decode Talker. We all know Decode Talker has been a useful monster You can activate, you can negate, you can tribute a monster, negate the effect, destroy the card. That's all you gotta do. And it gains 500 for each monster it points to. What more do you need with Decode Talker? There you go. Now the next one is Power Code Talker. And why do you need Power Code Talker? It requires 3 monsters anyways, so once per turn you can target one face-up monster on the field, negate the target's effects to the end of the turn. Once per turn, if this card battles the opponent monster during damage calculation, you contribute this card points to, and guess what? It doubles. It doubles and it hurts you and it feels bad. You're gonna get beat now. Here we go. This is what you need. This is the boss monster you really want to go into. And that's Cyberse Quad Dragon. It sets up OTKs, it sets up everything like that. Especially if you have a link. If you go into link 4s, yep, if you have 2 of them on the field with 2 link 4, with at least a link 3 and a link 4, bam, you can just OTK like it ain't nothing. And that's all you need is you need 1+ link monsters. And if this card is feature summoned, you can send cards from the top of the graveyard equal to the link rating of the monster of the materials you use for the card's future summon. And if you do to the end of this turn, other monsters you control cannot attack. And this monster gains 2,000. I think 1,000 attack or 2,000 attack. Yeah, for each one set to the graveyard by this effect. And while you control a link monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target other monsters for attacks. Also, they cannot attack any. Your opponent can't target any monsters you control with card effects. If this feature something you control is in the graveyard by the opponent's card effect, you can add a spell card to your hand. In other words, it does everything. It does almost everything. And my last card, replacing Firewall and Topologic, is Beauregard Dragon. And yes, I don't go into him at all. I really don't. But it has an effect. It has some good effects. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can send one card from your spell trap zone to the graveyard. Special summon from either graveyard near field one monster that was destroyed and set there that turn, but negates effects. Once per turn, you can target one monster, which is a quick effect. You can target one monster on the field, change it to face up defense position, and your opponent cannot activate cards that effects in response to this effect's activation. I wish I had Bowlord or Sword, but I have the weakest of the three, and I might upgrade to Topological Bomber or Gunner when I need it and all that stuff. So, it serves its purpose. If I can go into it, most of the time, this is the only non-Cyberse monster that I use. But it's a good monster, and I really like it. So, if you look at it like this, it all plays well, and it also does damage. So that's it for the deck profile. This is Derek of the Brotherhood of Duelists. Peace.